The war had lasted for many years. Across the galaxy, great fleets fought in space. Planets were destroyed. Cities burned. The stars themselves seemed to be caught in endless fire. The strongest alien empires fought with fierce determination. None would give up. But in the middle of this chaos, humans stayed quiet. They were still new to the galaxy. Their worlds were far from the great battlefields. Most alien leaders saw humans as weak and slow. They did not think humans could change the war. Commander Aaron stood on the bridge of the starship Horizon. The ship hovered near a small planet called Solus Prime. It was a quiet world with blue skies and green forests. Aaron watched the stars. Outside, his face was calm, but inside, he felt the weight of the galaxy's pain. "Commander," a voice said. It was Lieutenant Mara. She stood beside him, holding a tablet. "We have a report from the colony on Nova Terra." Aaron nodded. "Show me." Mara handed the tablet to Aaron. The screen showed images of a human colony. Smoke rose from buildings. People ran through streets filled with rubble. It was a sudden attack. Alien ships had appeared. Without warning, the colony's defenses were weak. Many were hurt. "Who attacked?" Aaron asked. "An unknown alien faction," Mara said. "They used a weapon we have never seen before. It destroyed our shields in seconds. It was like lightning from space." Aaron's eyes narrowed. "This changes everything." For years, humans had watched the war from the edges. They built their ships quietly. They trained their soldiers in secret. They did not want to fight unless it was necessary. Their leaders believed the best choice was to survive and learn. But this attack was different. It was a clear message. Aaron stepped away from the window. He moved to a map of the galaxy on a large table. Bright dots showed the locations of battles and colonies. The war is not just between aliens. Aaron said, "Now humans are a target. We must act." Mara looked worried. "But our forces are small. The aliens have thousands of ships. We cannot fight like they do." Aaron smiled softly. "We do not have to fight like them." "Then how?" Mara asked. From the shadows, Aaron said, "We will use our strengths. We know their tactics. We understand their weaknesses. We will strike where they least expect." The room was silent. Everyone understood the risk. If they failed, humanity could lose everything. But if they waited, they would be destroyed. Far away on the surface of Solus Prime, a young soldier named Rion trained with others. He moved quickly and quietly through the forest. His mission was to be ready. He did not know what the future held, but he believed in the people who protected his world. Rion paused and looked at the stars. The war seemed far, but it was coming closer every day. He touched the small pendant round his neck. It was a gift from his mother. It reminded him of home and hope. Back on the ship, Aaron gathered his team. They were a group of skilled humans from different planets. Each had special knowledge and talent. Some were pilots. Some were engineers. Others were fighters. Together, they formed a secret unit. Aaron spoke to them clearly. "The time has come. We will no longer hide. Our people have suffered. Our colonies have been attacked. We will fight to protect our future." One by one, the team nodded. They understood the danger, but also the chance to change the war. Aaron looked at a young woman named Lyra. She was an expert in alien technology. "We need to learn more about that new weapon. If we can understand it, we can find a way to stop it." Lyra smiled. "I'm ready." "Good," Aaron said. "Our first mission will be to gather information. We will move carefully and fast." The ship's engines hummed. Horizon began to leave orbit. The team prepared for their secret mission. As they traveled through space, Aaron thought about the galaxy's history. For centuries, many species fought for power. The war had taken countless lives, but humans were different. They had something special. They had hope and the will to survive. They had learned to adapt. Suddenly, the ship's sensors detected a message. It was a distress call from another human colony on the edge of the war zone. The message was short and desperate. They were under attack. Aaron made a quick decision. "Set course for the colony. We may be the only help they have." The journey was dangerous. Enemy ships patrolled nearby. The team stayed hidden. Using stealth technology, the closer they got, the more Aaron felt the weight of responsibility. When they arrived, the colony was surrounded by alien fighters. The humans on the ground were outnumbered and outgunned. Aaron gathered his team. "We will strike from the shadows. We will save our people and send a message to the galaxy. Humanity is not weak." The battle began with silence. The team moved like shadows through the night. They sabotaged enemy ships, rescued civilians, and disabled weapons. Rian fought bravely. He used his training to protect those in danger. Lyra hacked alien systems to open paths for the team. Every member worked with courage and skill. After hours of fighting, the alien forces retreated. The colony was safe, but the cost was high. Many were hurt, and the team was tired. Aaron stood among the survivors. He looked at the stars again. "This is only the beginning," he said. "The war may rage across the galaxy, but humanity has shown it will fight from the shadows. We will strike and protect our home." The message was clear. The hidden humans were awake. The galaxy would never forget the day humanity stepped into the war. The victory at the colony gave humanity hope. But Commander Aaron knew this was just the start. The alien factions were many and powerful. They would not forget the strike. The war was far from over. Back on the ship Horizon, the team gathered around the map again. Red dots showed the locations of enemy fleets. Blue dots marked human colonies. The space between was full of danger. Arn's voice was steady. "We cannot fight their fleets head-on. We are outnumbered. Our strength lies in speed and surprise. We will train harder. We will learn more. We will become shadows." Mara nodded. "Commander, the leaders want to meet. They want to know our plan." Aaron looked serious. "We will tell them the truth. They must understand the risks. We will need their support to grow stronger." The meeting was held in a secure chamber on Earth. The leaders were older and cautious. They had seen wars come and go. They feared losing what little humanity had gained. Aaron stood before them. "The aliens see us as weak. They think we will not fight, but we have hidden strength. We must act from the shadows. Our team will train in new skills. We will learn alien languages and technologies. We will strike fast and disappear." One leader, a woman named Selen, spoke slowly. "Commander, how can we trust that this will work? Our people want peace, not war." Aaron answered, "Peace is our goal, but we must survive first. If we wait, the aliens will destroy us. We must protect our colonies and our people. This is the only way." The leaders looked at each other. After long silence, they agreed. The secret training would begin. Back on Horizon, the team worked harder than ever. Each day was full of lessons and drills. Lyra studied alien technology. She learned to reverse engineer weapons. She found ways to use their tools against them. Rian trained in stealth and survival. He learned to move silently in forests, deserts, and cities. He practiced with new weapons designed for quick strikes. Mara improved her skills in strategy and communication. She learned to decode alien signals and plan attacks carefully. Aaron watched his team with pride. They were changing from simple soldiers to skilled shadows. They were ready to fight in a way the galaxy had never seen. One night, as the ship traveled near a cluster of stars, the sensors picked up a secret transmission. It was from a small alien faction called the Varn. The message was hidden deep in encrypted code. Lyra worked quickly to decode it. When she finished, her eyes widened. The Varn were planning a massive attack on a human trade route. The attack would destroy supplies and cut off communication. Aaron knew this was urgent. "We must warn the convoy and stop the attack." The team prepared fast. They loaded the ship with supplies and weapons. The Horizon jumped to faster than light speed toward the trade route. As they approached, they saw alien ships waiting in ambush. The enemy was ready and strong. Aaron gave orders calmly. "We will use the darkness and the stars to our advantage." Mara, coordinate with the convoy. Rian, lead the strike team. Lyra, prepared to hack their systems. The battle began with sudden speed. The humans stayed hidden in asteroid shadows. They used small fighters to confuse the enemy. Rian and his team slipped behind enemy lines. They destroyed key weapons and Disabled engines, Lyra's hacking made enemy ships lose control and drift. Mara's communication kept the convoy moving safely. Her quick thinking saved many ships from destruction. The fight lasted for hours, but the humans never lost their calm. They struck quickly and disappeared before the enemy could respond fully. When the battle ended, the convoy was safe. The aliens were confused and frustrated. They did not expect such skill from humans. Back on Horizon, the team celebrated quietly. Their secret war was working, but Aaron knew the danger was growing. The alien factions would hunt them harder now. They would try to find the shadows that moved so fast. Aaron called a meeting. We must be careful. Our enemies will send spies and assassins. We must protect our people and our secrets. The team agreed. They would strengthen their defenses and train even more. Outside the ship, stars glittered like cold diamonds. The galaxy was still full of war and pain. But deep in the darkness, a small group of humans moved like ghosts. They were the hidden force that would change the war. Aaron looked out at the stars and whispered, "The war rages on, but humanity will strike from the shadows. We will survive. We will win." The galaxy buzzed with rumors. Alien fleets spoke in whispers about the mysterious human team that struck without warning and disappeared. The name shadows began to spread. None could see them coming, but the damage left behind was real. Commander Aaron stood on the bridge of the horizon. The stars stretched endlessly ahead. He felt the weight of what they had started. The humans were no longer silent observers. They had become players in a deadly game. "We have new intelligence," Lyra said. She held a data pad filled with alien schematics and ship movements. "The main supply base of the Zarn faction lies in the Nebula Vex. It is poorly defended. If we strike there, we can cut off their supplies for months." Aaron studied the data. The Zarn were one of the largest alien empires fighting in the war. Their fleets were powerful and ruthless. Attacking their supply base was dangerous. But the chance was too good to ignore. "We will strike," Aaron said firmly. "But this will be our biggest mission yet. We must be perfect." The team prepared in silence. The horizon moved swiftly through space toward the Nebula Vex. The ship's stealth systems hummed as they entered the cloud of gas and dust that hid the base. Rian checked his weapons. He was ready to lead the ground team. Mara coordinated with the pilots. Lyra worked to hack the base's systems from afar. Aaron gave the final order. "We go in fast. We hit hard. We leave nothing behind." The attack began under the cover of the nebula. Human fighters slipped past enemy patrols. They moved like shadows, silent and deadly, on the surface of the supply base. Rian's team landed in the dark. The base was quiet but full of danger. Alien guards patrolled the halls with heavy weapons. The humans moved quickly and carefully. Rian signaled his team. They split into groups to sabotage key parts of the base. One group destroyed fuel stores. Another hacked communication towers. Rian led the strike on the weapons storage. Meanwhile, Lyra worked from the ship. She broke through the base's firewalls. Alarms flashed red as she took control of security systems. Cameras went blind. Doors locked and unlocked on her command. The aliens inside were confused. Their defenses turned against them. Panic spread as they could not trust their own technology. Back in space, Mara guided the fighters. They attacked supply ships as they tried to escape. The humans took no chances. Suddenly, the base's main alarm blared. The Zarn forces knew they were under attack. Enemy reinforcements rushed to defend the base. Rian's team fought fiercely. They used their training to hold positions. Every moment counted. Aaron watched the battle from the bridge. He stayed calm but alert. The lives of his team depended on his decisions. The fighting was hard and fast. The humans moved like shadows, striking enemies and then fading into darkness. Rian used the tunnels and maintenance shafts to avoid direct fights. After hours, the team completed their mission. The base was crippled. Supplies were destroyed. Communication was lost. The alien forces retreated. Their empire faced a sudden and sharp loss. Back on the horizon, the team breathed relief. They had done what many thought impossible. They had struck the enemy's heart and escaped. Aaron looked at the faces around him. They were tired but proud. "This is only the beginning," he said. "Our enemies will hunt us more fiercely now, but they will also fear us." The news of the attack spread across the galaxy. The Zorn Empire was shaken. The other alien factions whispered of the shadows that could not be caught. For the first time, humans were not just survivors. They were warriors. Rion sat alone in a small room. He touched the pendant his mother gave him. The battle was over, but the war continued. He thought about the future. "We are the shadows," he said quietly. "We fight for our people. We will not stop." Aaron stood on the bridge once more. The stars shone cold and distant. The war was endless, but humanity had found its place. From the shadows, they would strike again. The victory at the Nebula Vex supply base had changed the war. The Zorn Empire was shaken. The other alien factions whispered about the mysterious human team called the Shadows. No one knew their full power or where they would strike next. Fear grew in the hearts of many, but Commander Aaron knew the cost of their success. The battle had taken its toll. Many of his team were injured. Some friends had fallen. The quiet moments after the fight were filled with loss and sorrow. On the horizon, Aaron walked through the medical bay. Soldiers lay on beds, some with bandages, others resting deeply. The sounds of machines and soft voices filled the room. Rion sat near the window, his arm in a sling. He looked out at the stars, thinking about the friends who did not return. The war was not just about winning battles. It was about surviving each day. Lyra came beside him quietly. "We won," she said softly, "but at a heavy price." Rion nodded. "We cannot forget them." Aaron entered the room and stood before them. His eyes were tired but steady. "Every war has a price. The question is what we are willing to pay. We fight for our people, for our homes, for the future." Outside the ship, new dangers were coming. The aliens were hunting the shadows. They sent spies and assassins. The team was not safe even in space. One night, an alarm sounded. The horizon was under attack. Enemy ships had found their location. The crew moved quickly. Fighters launched into space. Aaron took command. The battle was fierce. The enemy ships fired with deadly accuracy. The horizon shook from the impacts. Rion joined the pilots and the fighters. They darted through space, dodging lasers and missiles. The enemy was strong and relentless. Inside the ship, Lyra worked to repair damaged systems. Sweat ran down her face as she focused on the controls. Mara coordinated defenses and kept communications open. Her voice was calm and clear. After a long fight, the Horizon's crew managed to push the enemy away. But the damage was severe. The ship's hull was cracked. Many systems were offline. Aaron gathered his team in the command room. "We survived, but the enemy is closing in. They want to destroy us." Lyra looked worried. "They will come again. We must be ready." Aaron nodded. "We must become faster and smarter. We will not let fear stop us." The team trained harder. They improved their tactics. Every member learned new skills. The shadows became stronger, but the war took a deeper toll on their minds and bodies. One day, Aaron received a secret message. It was a warning from an unexpected source, an alien spy who wanted peace. The spy offered help to stop the war. Aaron was cautious but curious. He called a secret meeting with his team. "This could change everything," Aaron said. "We must decide if we can trust the enemy." Mara spoke up. "Trust is hard to find in war, but we need allies." Rion added, "If this spy is sincere, we might end the fighting sooner." After long discussion, the team agreed to accept the help. They planned to meet the spy in a neutral zone. The meeting was tense. The spy was not what the team expected. He was quiet and careful. His eyes showed weariness from the endless war. "I want peace," the spy said simply. "The war destroys us all." Aaron studied the spy. "How can we be sure you are honest?" The spy handed over data. It showed enemy plans and weaknesses. The information was real. Aaron nodded slowly. "This is a chance. We will take it." But the team knew this was only one step in a long fight. The war was far from over. Back on the horizon, Aaron looked out at the stars. The The price of war was clear: friends lost, battles fought, and trust earned carefully. He whispered to himself, "We fight not just with weapons, but with hope." The shadows were ready to face the next challenge for humanity. The war was a test of strength and heart, and the galaxy was watching. The war had scarred the galaxy. Many alien factions fought endlessly for power, but not all wanted destruction. Some smaller groups, tired of the fighting, watched quietly from the edges. They dreamed of peace, but they had no strength to stop the great empires. Commander Aaron knew this. The shadows were strong, but they could not win alone. To end the war, they needed allies even from those once considered enemies. On the bridge of the horizon, Aaron studied a star map. Small dots marked minor alien factions who had stayed neutral or were weak in the conflict. Some had sent secret messages asking for help. These groups hoped to survive the war's chaos. "We must reach out," Aaron told his team. "If we unite with those who want peace, we can change the balance." Mara nodded. "Many smaller factions have suffered as much as we have. They want to end the fighting too." Lyra added, "I have studied their technology and languages. We can communicate with them." Rian looked determined. "It is risky. Some may not trust us." Aaron smiled softly. "We have no choice. We must try." The team prepared a message. It was a call for alliance and peace. They sent it secretly to the small factions. Days passed without word. Then a reply came. The first response was from a group called the Kyrians. They were peaceful people known for their wisdom and skill in diplomacy. Their leader, Commander Sella, agreed to meet. Aaron arranged the meeting on a neutral space station far from the war zones. The Horizon docked quietly among ships of many colors and shapes. The meeting room was simple. Sella greeted Aaron with a calm smile. She wore a robe of soft blue fabric and her eyes showed kindness. "Commander Aaron," she said, "we have watched your work. Your strikes have given hope to many. But the war is too large for one group. We want to help." Aaron nodded. "Together, we can protect more worlds. We can end this war." Sella agreed. "But we must be careful. The larger empires will try to stop us." The two groups began to share information. The Kyrians had knowledge of secret routes and hidden bases. They offered support in healing and supplies. The humans shared their tactics and technology. Slowly, more factions joined. The shadows became a symbol of hope. Together, these small groups formed a new force, one that used brains and courage instead of sheer power. Back on the horizon, the team trained with their new allies. They learned new ways to fight and defend. The Kyrians taught peacekeeping skills and how to avoid unnecessary bloodshed. But war was never far. The great empires saw this growing alliance as a threat. They sent spies and assassins to break the new force apart. One night, an attempt was made on Commander Arn's life. An enemy ship attacked the horizon when it was near a quiet system. The crew fought bravely. Rian led a squad of fighters to defend the ship. Mara coordinated shields and repairs. Lyra used her skills to confuse the enemy's sensors. The attack was fierce but short. The enemy retreated with damage. The message was clear: powerful forces feared the new alliance. Aaron looked around at his team after the battle. "They want to scare us, but we will not be frightened. We fight for a future where no one lives in fear." Scylla spoke beside him. "Together, we are stronger. Together, we can change the galaxy." The Alliance prepared for a surprise attack. They planned to strike the command center of the largest war leaders. It was a dangerous mission, but necessary to stop the endless fighting. The day of the attack arrived. Ships from many factions gathered in silence near the enemy's stronghold. The air was tense. Aaron and Scylla stood side by side. "This is for peace," Aaron said, "for all who suffer." The battle began suddenly. The Alliance used every skill learned in years of war. They fought with precision and heart. The enemy was shocked. They had not expected the small groups to unite and fight with such power. The attack was a turning point. The war leaders lost control of their forces. The galaxy saw that the tide was changing. After the battle, Aaron sent a message to all factions. "The war can end if we stand together." The Shadows and their allies will fight not for power but for peace. The message spread hope across the stars. The future was still uncertain, but the galaxy began to believe in change. Rion looked at the stars from the horizon's deck. We started as shadows. Now, we are a light that many follow. Aaron smiled. And this light will grow until the war ends. The galaxy was changing. The small alliance led by Commander Aaron and the Shadows had grown stronger. The war leaders felt their power slipping. Desperation filled the great empires. They gathered their fleets for one last attack to crush the rebellion. The command center of the enemy was a massive station called the Iron Spire. It was built in the heart of a dangerous star system, protected by thick shields and hundreds of warships. The Alliance planned to strike there and end the war. Aaron stood before his team on the horizon. Their faces were serious but full of determination. This is the most important mission of our lives. If we succeed, the war ends. If we fail, many will suffer. Mara checked her equipment. Our scouts report the enemy fleet is larger than expected. We will have to be smart and fast. Lyra nodded. I have prepared hacking tools to break their shields. It will be difficult, but possible. Rion tightened his grip on his weapon. I am ready to fight. The Horizon led the Alliance fleet through a hidden path in the star system. The enemy was watching, but the Shadows' stealth technology kept them unseen. As they reached the Iron Spire, the battle began. Explosions lit the darkness of space. Fighters darted in and out of the enemy lines. The Alliance ships worked together, attacking weak points and protecting each other. Inside the station, Aaron led a strike team to destroy the control core. The corridors were filled with enemy soldiers. The fighting was fierce. The team moved with speed and skill. Using surprise and teamwork, Lyra hacked into the station's systems. Slowly, the massive shields began to weaken. The enemy tried to repair them, but Lyra's team stayed ahead. Rion faced a group of soldiers blocking their path. He fought bravely. Using every move he had learned, his team pushed forward with him. Outside, Mara directed the fleet. Her quick decisions kept the Alliance alive. She called for reinforcements and shield boosts just in time. The battle lasted for hours. Many lives were lost. The warships burned and drifted in the void. The fate of the galaxy hung in the balance. At last, Aaron's team reached the control core. With a final push, they planted charges that would destroy the station's power. We have to get out now, Aaron shouted. The team ran through collapsing halls as explosions rocked the station. They reached their ship just before the Iron Spire exploded in a bright flash. The enemy fleet was broken, without their command. Many ships surrendered or fled. The Alliance had won. Back on the horizon, the crew cheered quietly. The war was ending. Aaron looked out at the stars. The galaxy was still scarred, but hope was returning. This is the beginning of a new era, he said. A time of peace and rebuilding. Rion smiled. We fought from the shadows, but now we stand in the light. Mara nodded. The galaxy will remember what we did, Lyra added. And humanity's strength will guide the future. Aaron knew the road ahead would not be easy. There were still many challenges. But for the first time, the war was over. The shadows had struck from the darkness and changed the fate of the galaxy. The war had ended. The great battle at the Iron Spire was the last of the fighting. The galaxy was quiet now, but the damage was clear. Many worlds were broken, cities were in ruins. Lives were lost. Commander Aaron stood on the bridge of the horizon. He looked out at the stars, feeling the weight of what had been done. The war was over, but the work had just begun. The Alliance had won the battle, but peace was fragile. Many alien factions still held old grudges. Trust would take time to build. Aaron thought about his team, the Shadows. They had fought from the shadows, hidden and careful. Now, they had to lead openly. Their actions had inspired hope and fear. On the deck below, Rion spoke with Mara and Lyra. They talked quietly about what was next. We have changed the galaxy, Rion said. But can peace last? Mara nodded. It must. We will help rebuild. We will protect the weak. Lyra added. Technology will help us heal. We can share knowledge and create new bonds. Aaron called the team together. The war showed us our strength. But now, we must be builders and protectors. We will work with old enemies and new friends. Together, we will create a future where no one fears the shadows. The Alliance sent teams to damaged worlds. They brought food, medicine, and tools. They helped rebuild cities and farms. The people were grateful. Many alien leaders came forward. To join the new peace, they met with humans to form councils and agreements. The galaxy was learning to trust again. Aaron traveled to one of the oldest battlefields. He walked through the empty streets, thinking about those who had fought and died. He placed a small stone at a memorial. It was a promise to remember and never forget. Back on the horizon, the crew rested but stayed ready. The future was unknown. New challenges would come. But humanity had shown its power not just in war, but in hope. Brienne looked at the stars and smiled. We were once shadows. Now, we are the light, Aaron agreed. This is a new dawn for the galaxy. Together, we will build a better tomorrow. The stars shone brightly, welcoming a future shaped by courage and unity.